Thank you, Pastor Francis, for inviting us. Thank you, sir. Uh, when you invited us the other time, I was not thinking you would call us again. So thank you. I came with my wife, Marie. Uh, we are business partners as well. Went to the same university. He did mathematics, I did engineering. So that is it. Entrepreneurship in a tough terrain. We have some apartment in Kumasi. Those of you who know Hilltop, very expensive area. There's a lady there who lived with us. She rented one of our apartments. Now, she didn't go to school, but she was a businesswoman. That place rent is not cheap. But she was there and she paid almost every time without any complaint. Now, she's no more, but she left two children. One went to university, did business administration. The other one completed SSS, didn't do anything. So the one who took after the mother is the one with SHS education. Now, the other one with university education called me the other time. He said that they are going to give me some money, but I don't know what to do with it. Now, he's not unique. It's almost about all the degree holders, whether it's first degree, second degree, or even PhD. What would inform that? Business administration. Those of us who did even engineering, we are trying. How do you go to university to say that they have given me money, but I don't know what to do with it? If you look at our economy, I tell you, 90% or more are not formal. The people who control economy are not those who are speaking English. If it were not so, ask those with degrees who are working. How many of you can go without salary for 1 year? We rent. We have properties that we rent. Those who come to rent them, who can pay 5,000 a month times 24 months, are not the people we call professionals. And the reason is we are given an education that is very separate from our reality. And so when we engage those who speak English, like what you're doing now, what they do is they combat, they argue. If you ask them to come out with a business plan, they are thinking like somebody in England or America. And they want soft life. They want you to chew everything for them. They want a system built for them, then they can ride on. They want you to write a business plan, edit it, give them investor, a lawyer, an accountant, project manager, and they are on TV doing interviews. That's their understanding of business. So the reason the terrain is tough is because our education, the knowledge that we possess, is not fit to deal with the terrain that we are in. One of the things that will make you very tough and great is the knowledge that you possess. It's only as difficult as your knowledge. And sadly, when the minister, the MP, former MP was talking, he asked us, how many of us have read any book this year? I tell you, from where we started to where we are now, maybe I will say maybe 4 things. I will not add more. One is African consciousness. It's African consciousness. If you go to school as an African, you will come out without knowing yourself. The history is not taught. And so a lot of us come. I have a friend who is a policy analyst. He said, the most difficult person to meet as an African is an African who is conscious. is somebody who meets with a lot of presidents, and he's not wrong. And you can test that by the words that we speak about ourselves. The pride we have in our language, in our names, in our culture, even in Africa. We almost praise everything. That is not African. And then our senses come to us when it comes to us. And we don't use good words to describe ourselves. I just said that 90% of the people who control the economy, take the politicians out. Take the foreign companies out. Because whatever money that they make, they don't make them for us. They repatriate them to their countries. You cannot create wealth for your own people when the ownership of businesses is in the hands of foreigners. So Ghana can do well, but who owns what? And what will restore that is the consciousness. And it was deliberate. Every race, the foundation of the education is based on their own philosophers. When we go to school, they teach us what the philosophers, but none of them is African. We even struggle to use our own language to train us to the top level. And we debate it. Creation, innovation, engineering is in strong identity. You can train a people to dress well and manage what people have built. But for them to create, they have to know who they are. And they must have confidence in who they are. Our training does not support that. So if you are going to build entrepreneurs who can sustain or who can survive our reality, they must know who they are. And if you don't, you can survive it. I was just here and a gentleman came to me. He said that I did economics. All I was thinking about was to travel. I watched one of her videos, and now I have 4 cars. He showed me on app. The African believing in himself, in herself, can withstand all the harshness, the so-called harshness in our economy. Because the harshness is in us trying to make it fit that which is not us. That's why those who understand the culture are able to go easily. And so you'll be able to withstand this pressure when you bring your knowledge to your reality. And what is our reality? Our reality is that not many of us will build businesses that investors will bring money. So if you're learning elevator pitch, some of my friends, that's what they talk about. Or if all your content is coming from AI, and for your information, AI can be used as a colonization tool. Because you don't only colonize the physical environment, you can also colonize knowledge. And the standard of knowledge on AI, if you don't probe, it will be the same biases that they have been telling us. Which means that your standard will be questioned. So if you like, push something there which is negative about Africa, they will give you fair understanding. But push something there which is positive, and they will tell you we are not sure. Because the custodians of that knowledge are still biased. So even though you are using them as technology, who controls the knowledge power? And your ability to withstand that, I'll say, is you learning your history. Because that is what did the trick for us. We push ourselves. I remember there was a time I was somewhere in Europe. I had just finished MSc. And I met this man who had been in Germany. And he said, "Are you from Ghana?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Don't stay here, go back home." This was in Dublin. "Don't stay here. We made a mistake." That's what he said. I said, "No, I'm not staying here. How can I stay here?" Higher sense of purpose will also make you tough. Higher sense of purpose. You don't just have to live for what you eat or drink. Your vision should make you say that even if I have to die, I will die. And those who fought for our independence, particularly Dr. Nkrumah, he was not afraid to die for us. And you, they deny you visa, you want to die. You don't get a job, you are crying. Higher sense of purpose. That is what you use to build a business. Your mother will tell you, we sent you to school, you want to sell wache. And many times the mother is rich. But they can't pick it because you went to university. Why should you sell wache? But what is KFC? What do they sell? It's not the same rice. But you meet a Ghanaian who is an accountant there, and he wants to show you his what? His card. And yet the Ghanaian with wache business is hiding. It should be the other way around. It should be the other way around. So that thinking, sense of purpose. Why do you want to build this business? The moment you're solid in that, nothing will push you. The things that your friends say, your parents, your church members, wherever that you go, nothing will push you. And as a matter of fact, you will not even see it when the time is running. Because you want something done. So have sense of purpose. Our businesses that we built, there was clear sense of purpose. There was nothing like that way or no other way. You know why? To have financial freedom. It's not about salary. There are some things that we have to say. It's not maybe. If you pick 100 people who have gone on retirement to work for the government, and you can't get two who are financially free, you can't say maybe. This is it. You can't put your future in the hands of government or salary and think that you'll be financially free. I go and see people with cocoa farms. People who can give you money and they don't worry. What is the part they took? And so if you're young money here and you're doing something and there's demand for it, do it. Be proud of it. Don't hide it. That is the way. Ghana produces about 600,000 SHS people every year. Let's assume that half will get into the university, which means that in our tertiary institutions, almost every year, we are producing half of that. Let's assume that. If you are producing 300,000 people and you are pushing them into an economy and you are promising them they will get a job, you're not being sincere. So it's not maybe. The reality is that this is not an industrialized economy. And so we cannot allow them to say, especially when they are measuring some, they say the unemployment, something. Why do you put Ghana in that category? Put the so-called industrialized economies in that. You should not say that this number of people are not employed. What are the businesses? When we were children, they were talking of graduate unemployment. They're still talking. And I can tell you, they still will talk. Because that is not the part for us. The part for us is that there are a lot of problems, challenges in our economy. If you find one to do that with pride. And that is something, if nothing at all, you can feed yourself with that. And by all means, you will end up employing 1, 2, 3 people. And on that part, you'll be faster in creating wealth than any other part. You know why? Because if somebody has to wait for 1 month to be paid, and you go to the market every day and get money, no matter how much they pay that person, you can do a lot because you see money every day. Wealth is created with cash flow. The one who sees money frequently can do a lot than the one who waits for 1 month to be paid. It doesn't matter how much. Because when he delays for a minute, you know what happens to them. Why? Because when you promise and you see money every day, you can what? You can deliver. And there are a lot of people who give you money because you have credibility. But when you are waiting for the month and it doesn't work, you have become a liar. The supplier will not give you again. And that's why people who are solely on monthly salary hardly build wealth. And so take it from your mind. You have completed university, nobody gives you a job. As a matter of fact, you get to 60 anyway. They'll still tell you to go home. So from 60 to the time you go, what would you do? Is that the time to say that I want to become a school owner because I was a teacher? And many times that's what comes to our head. And so that old education that they have given us, if you Google, if you search, in those industrialized economy, they say 90% are employed. It is the other way around in our economy. So we should probably explore how we create income and businesses based on the structure that we have. 90% of us, our source of income, we create them. It's not the government. And it's not so-called multinationals. And even if they give, the percentage of the people they give money to, how much is it? And so, for you to survive, understand these things. That when you are going and you fall 10 times, that's the only way to go anyway. So don't cry. Don't weep. And this is not motivation. People say motivation. I don't speak about motivation. This is life. What myself and my wife have built, we can decide not to work for the rest of our lives. Shut down our businesses and we can still eat. And we did that within the last 20 years. No investor, no bank loan, nothing. Just sheer understanding of our economy, of ourselves, and the skill that we develop. So this is not a talk show. This is you. Where do you want to be? And somebody said, I want to go to America. Do you know how many Ghanaians in America who want to come back? Do you know? Do you want financial freedom or you want visa? Financial freedom is where you decide what time you sleep and what time you wake up. Ask your brother in England, what time does he sleep? And what time he what? Wakes up. How many jobs is he doing? If you do 3 jobs, you can be wealthy. Have you seen a rich man who doing 3 jobs in a bus? No, you are surviving. So the Africans, some of these things, I know they are harsh, but it takes some of these harsh words to wake the Africans up. Because everybody sees our continent as the future. And yet we don't see. Because we are operating with wrong operating system, which is coming from the interaction that we have with the British. They made us to doubt everything that we have. And they continue to do that, whether it's from our universities or from our churches. If you're a pastor, you're sorry, but that's the truth. Because success is systemic. You don't give people hope to say that God will bless you, be worthy. No, where's the structure? Where's the system? Everybody that you mention who is worthy has a system. And yet you're telling the Africans that, no, I've prayed for you. 70 years will come. They will still be praying for us. Because wealth is what? It's a system. Do you know that system? So that business that you have started is a system. If you learn it and you believe in it, you expand it, you create value, you employ another person, you pay attention. Before you were seeing 10,000 maybe every month. Now you are seeing 15,000. Don't go and buy a car. Focus on the business. Stretch it. Expand. Open another one. If you have 10, 20, you are worthy. Anybody here who can see 100,000 free money every month, you're not poor. They don't need to tell you you're a billionaire before you see you are worthy. Because the things, the instruments, the technology that they are using to create some of these guys, you are here, and your example is Elon Musk. You are here, me or you are here. Do you know the tools that they are using to create those billions? How can they say the next day the whole economy is crashed and they have lost $10 billion? How do you lose $10 billion? Can't you see? Are you thinking? But we know, especially those of us who have gone to school. So there's bubble in our head. We don't check our pocket. Your reality is your pocket. It's your bank account. That's your reality. So if it's not going as it should, change it. Change it. It means that start something. Even if you're employed here, there are so many problems in our society that you can do for income. Don't stay on one. There are so many things. Go to your village and see there's no pharmacy there. They don't have water. There's no toilet there. People are looking for a place to sleep. And you are in Accra here with your Toyota Highlander, taking 10,000 a month. You have a life. You never see millions. Sell that car. Create value somewhere. Buy a cheaper one. You have 100,000. Create another revenue. You should not live on 10,000 monthly salary and think you are getting somewhere. You are not. When your car, you have locked 500,000 in it. But yet, that's what we are doing in Accra. Sometimes I see some of my friends. When you talk to them, it's difficult because they live in a bubble. The other day, I was talking to one of them. So I'm paid well, you know. How much do we want? I said, have you seen the unemployed graduates? What can we do? They don't even see that the challenges in our society, we are the ones to solve it. Create value. Build a school. Start a clinic. Start a farm. Why should the Indians and the Chinese be here? And all that they are thinking about is what? Creating businesses. And now educated people, all that they are thinking about is what? It's job. Visa. You think the Chinese here, they don't have degrees? You think they don't have the engineering, something that you have? You think they can go to America? Why are they here? A lot of them didn't come with any money. What they came with is what? It's the knowledge. So if you're 40 years and your knowledge has not made you successful, question it. Don't be happy with it. As a matter of fact, you should be angry. If you're 40, 45, 50, and you're still struggling financially, don't tell us you're a doctor. Hide it. Because if you go to Kolebu now and they say you have prostrate, they don't have to go and, Malcolm student group. Because you are 20,000. No, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. So let's pay attention. There's no freedom like financial freedom. The road is harsh, but it falls, maybe 95% of it is in business, it's in investment. And it should be a practice. You should be practicing that for 10, 20, 30 years. As a matter of fact, when you start to see money, the next thing you're doing is, how do I make this money work for me? You put it in something that will also work. And many times, I'm not talking of treasury bills and government bonds. I'm talking of assets that will create another value in the society. The police officer showed me mango that is dried and packaged. He's an officer. What value are you creating for our society? Apart from where your children go to school, that they can't even speak Chi or Ga or Ewe. And you think you're educating them? No. The education for the African is different from the education of the Arab or the Chinese. The Africans have complications. So develop your children to love our continent, our country. Teach them their history. If they are not speaking any of our local languages, change the school. I'm telling you. When you're old, the child who will look after you will be the child who understands the culture. The one who thinks like English, they will send you a card. You remember this when you are old. They'll send you a card because they are British. All right, Mike? So I'm being funny, but that's true. So it is harsh. Society will laugh at you. Our institutions don't really support that. Don't leave thinking that the government somewhere is coming to hold your hand. The inception of the government was not for your prosperity. And they have not changed that. And that's why when you start a business, all of a sudden you see some big men with chains. Sometimes they go to lock a woman with a baby at the back. Can you understand that? 3 big men. The woman was doing nothing. She's now opening a shop. And they go there to say, you have not paid something. Should that be the approach? Because the system is not designed for your prosperity. So you have to do double, 3 times. And in doing all this, you don't have to be angry. You don't have to be sad. You don't have to be pessimistic. We still have to look at the opportunities, the positivity in our environment. And that is what the foreigners are focusing on. When we are making a lot of noise, they don't see that. They just see our numbers. They see how we are growing. In the next 30 years, Ghana probably will be 70 million. That's what they're thinking. Everybody will use a phone. They're developing apps for us. Everybody will wear a shoe. They will take paracetamol. They're thinking. They are not giving birth. We are. The population projected in Europe, the next 30 years it will come down. In Asia, it will come down. Africa. And where the population is growing, you want to run away. It's numbers. Wealth is in numbers. Prosperity is in numbers. If you went to school, research. Look at where the numbers are. And they are going to continue to come to our country. And so my anger for you, if you want, is to be so frustrated to ask yourself, what value am I creating for my society? And look at the 90% of our people. They control the economy. Any business that you're bringing, don't just look at the so-called niche market or top. No. Look at how you can make it comfortable for Antioquia to come and buy something. The reason mobile money is doing so well is because you don't need to speak a lot of English to send money. They created something that faced the money. All right? And you go to the bank, they ask you, sign here, sign here. I can't sign. You want me to sign? So create, innovate, build businesses that will fit majority of our people and you never struggle. Learn how to work with very cheap. If you need loan, it should be very cheap. If it's not, don't worry. Be prudent, be resourceful, be innovative on your approach. Put the pressure on you. Once you cross $1 million a year, nothing can stop you. And almost all of us can do that. Now we have young men who are just renting wheelbarrow. Teachers, wheelbarrow, 10, 20. Aboboya, somebody says it's not a business. You think so? It's a business. Because it's learning. Go and study all these big people that you see. A lot of them, the first 10 years of their business, you wouldn't work for them. Their check will bounce. They will not be able to pay salary, but they stay fought. Now you work there, you're happy. If they tell you what they withstood. And so the first 10 years is harsh. It's crazy. The woman talk about psychology. It's true. Success is psychology. If you can't win in your mind, you can't win. Because every day you're talking to yourself. You know? So every one of us can do something. Don't be worried. And don't be talking about Ghana is no good, Ghana is no good. Listen, the best place to create wealth is here. If you're conscious African. If you're conscious. If you're non-conscious, don't worry. You will never see greatness here. You'll be following BBC. Every morning you are watching BBC. How can you be watching BBC early in the morning and see greatness in Africa? Because the content is not designed for that. And that's why I have a problem with media houses that are trying to bring this, because it's full of negativity. People who can take their own destiny are people who are hopeful, who are optimistic, who are positive. Where they are, they say that I can be successful here. I'm a police officer, but I can do something again. I'm a teacher, I can do something. You go to classroom, don't cry. You teach for 4 hours. Is there something else you can do? Do it. There's no way teaching can make you wealthy. It's never made anybody wealthy. So it's not only you. But there's something that you do extra that will make you what? Wealthy. You're a lawyer. Yes. How many lawyers are millionaires? No. It's the ones that they do extra. The professions have made us, so my friends who are engineers, they think that engineering will make them wealthy. It's the owner of businesses and investment. Settle that. Don't negotiate it. Be a person of character. Be tough. It's crazy. So the ability to bounce back is resilience. You saw on here, be a mind. Na your ball, what the ball for man and form. That's resilience. Don't stay on the ground. Push up back. That's how you win. The knowledge. So re-educate yourself. This chemistry, physics, economics that they taught you, you can't fight with it. The best you can do is to give you a job. And do you know something about those of us with degrees? We think that we can do nothing because of our degree, we should be rich. So we don't think that the worth is in hard work. And as a matter of fact, your mother, who's at market now, she also thinks that because she didn't go to school, that's why she's there. But really, that's the part of worth. Work. Sometimes you go to China. All that they do is what? It's work. Factory, market. That's why we are going there to borrow. Because they are using their hours to what? To work. So you use your hours to acquire good knowledge that will change your life. You use your hours to work, develop your skills, and to produce something. These things are the things that will change your life. The time that you have, use the time to gain knowledge that will develop you. Or use that time to develop skills. Or you're using that time to develop a product or service. If you're not doing that, nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to change. So be ready for the fight. It's not easy for everybody, but this is the best country that you can ever live in. It's only those of us who are here who don't see it. Everybody sees it. So create something. Build a business. That one is non-negotiable. The pain, and that's why sometimes, if you look at the guys with very tough background, they don't seem to give up that easily. Those with very comfortable background, it's not your fault. Let's say when you were going to school, they drove in a car and things like that. You don't want a lot of some of these things that I'm saying. And so I know. Sometimes I don't waste my time talking to very nice people. Yeah, it's true. Because they don't understand it. And many of them are not that ambitious and hungry. That is true. Why should it be difficult for them to do anything? Sometimes my girls will tell us that, but they can use app to sweep. See, we are not there yet, so you have to go and pick the broom. So look at your background. Sometimes if your background is so, you had a very nice background, many times you are not hungry enough. And so you find so many excuses. Those of us with very tough background, we can turn that background into worth. Because your ability to hold the heat and the pain and keep going. And that's why you need to be somebody who is always looking for different knowledge. Self-development, you cannot negotiate it. Reading, searching, and learn how to think in structures and systems. I know we talk about religion and all those, but listen, God is a God of systems. Those that he did great works with are people who had strategies. So what is in your hand? What plan? What structure? What processes do you know? Can you design any? The business is working. Can you sit back and say, these are the things that are making this business work? Systems. Now they are fighting somewhere. The Iranians, I hear they are top engineers. So it's not going to be that tough, soft for the other guys. Why? Because we understand how to build what? Systems and strategies. So business, word creation, being able to fight as you go, you must know that there are structures. So when there are difficulties, sit back and recalibrate. What is causing this? Don't just jump into conclusion. No. No. 99% of the time, it's not that. It's system failure. Okay? System failure. I tell you, if you think like that, you'll be successful here and you can move anywhere in the world and still come home and enjoy life. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Obeng Darko. Thank you very much.